He was crying today. I saw him wiping tears from his face in court. He said, "I hate myself right now," before the judge and before this sentence came down.
He'll be a lot better off in prison than he is in the federal jail. You know, at least there you can move around and you got some freedom on the yard and things like that.
Combs, in his own words, saying he realizes he's in a situation where no amount of money or fame can save him.
What I want to do with my freedom is, make sure that I can make change.
Something about this moment just doesn't feel real. The man who built an empire, who stood at the center of hip-hop royalty for decades, now standing in a courtroom, eyes filled with tears, facing a sentence that could change his life forever. Sean Diddy Combs, the mogul, the icon, the hitmaker, has just been sentenced. And what happened inside that courtroom left everyone speechless. This is the full story, the shocking verdict, the courtroom breakdown, and how Diddy's empire may never recover from what happened next. Let's get into it.
Diddy Combs will be sentenced to 50 months in prison. That is 50 months in prison. Far less than the 11 years requested, far more than the 14 months. He will not walk out of the door behind me in the courtroom today. He will not be a free man for 50 months. The judge says, which is a little shy of 4.25 years. This is a serious sentence that reflects the gravity of your crimes and conducts. He also said this is a hard time away from your family, but also notes that Combs will have a life after prison, after 50 months. This is demonstrating to the court the gravity of the crimes and the conduct, Casey. Here you have it, 50 months for the two charges, transportation for the purpose of prostitution, the Mann Act violations. They tried very hard as the defense today, Casey, to suggest that would be a high sentence given the fact that the defense says he did not financially benefit and profit from these so-called prostitution acts. The judge rejecting that, rejecting it almost out of hand, sentencing the music mogul, convicted in July by a jury of his peers, to 50 months in prison.
After months of headlines, whispers, and explosive testimony, the verdict is finally in. A federal jury found Diddy guilty on 2 counts, related to transporting individuals across state lines for what prosecutors described as illicit purposes. He was acquitted of the more serious racketeering and sex trafficking charges, but the damage was already done. When the judge handed down his sentence, 50 months in federal prison, the courtroom fell silent. Witnesses say Diddy lowered his head, clasped his hands, and began to cry. After decades of power, fame, and control, this was the moment it all collapsed.
Chaotic scenes as Diddy's family came to court to support him at his sentencing.
How you feeling today, Mama?
His mother, Janice, was followed by his son, Quincy, and 3 daughters who entered court hand in hand. Another son and his girlfriend were also...
When the sentencing day came, the atmosphere inside the Manhattan courtroom was tense. Diddy entered wearing a dark suit. He looked exhausted, a far cry from the confident man we've seen on red carpets for years. And then came his emotional plea. He stood up and faced the judge. He apologized, not just to the court, but to his family, his fans, and even to his ex, Cassie Ventura. He called his past behavior disgusting, shameful, and sick. He said years of ego, addiction, and power had clouded his judgment. He told the court, "I lost myself. I hurt people, and I'm ready to face whatever comes next." It was a moment that shocked even his harshest critics.
What you've given to the world, I don't think you know, man.
Dad. When my baby cries.
You gotta give her a bottle then.
Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people, like you live somewhere in people's heart.
My nose fell off! Ah! No, then my lip fell off! Thank you. You wear it?
This country and this world we live in may have plans for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. And I'm happy to say this is our 3rd school we have opened. It's official. When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. But what I want to do with my freedom is, make sure that I can make change.
You will change the world.
I've been to hell.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make it.
You're gonna make it, that's right. And I got something for you. Remember I told you I had a present for you?
Yeah. Ooh, ain't that pretty?
This is a heart, because you my heart.
Oh.
All right?
Okay.
You my heart.
But the judge wasn't swayed. He said, "Power cannot erase accountability. Fame cannot outweigh the pain inflicted." He told Diddy directly that his actions, even if not meeting the legal threshold for trafficking, still represented abuse of power and deep moral failure. And with that, he handed down the sentence. For years and 2 months behind bars. No suspended sentence. No house arrest. No special treatment. As the words sank in, Diddy's shoulders dropped. His family broke down in tears. His lawyer, overwhelmed, wept as she described Diddy's contributions to music, business, and the community. But the judge's face stayed firm. For the first time, the music mogul who once seemed untouchable was powerless. Sponsors backed out. Business deals collapsed. Revolt TV cut ties. His Ciroc endorsement ended. His reputation was in freefall. By the time the feds came knocking, Diddy's empire was already cracking. And when the trial began, everything, the fame, the success, the bad boy image, came back to haunt him. The prosecution painted him as a man who used money as a weapon. The defense painted him as a flawed human seeking redemption. But to the public, the story was already written, and the verdict sealed it. Online, reactions have been divided. Some people say 50 months is too light, that given the trauma described in court, he should have gotten more. Others argue that he's already lost everything, his freedom, his businesses, his status, and that this is punishment enough. But there's one thing everyone agrees on. This is a turning point for the entertainment world. For years, powerful men in music seemed untouchable. Now, that era might finally be ending. And this case might be the biggest sign, yet that accountability has no price tag, not even for a billionaire.
Combs has been sentenced to more than 4 years in prison. Over the summer, the music mogul had been found guilty on prostitution-related charges. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman was in the courtroom today in Manhattan and joins us now. Katrina, thanks for being with us here tonight. Going into today, there was the potential Combs could have even been out within weeks. So how did he react when he heard that sentence?
You know, Nancy, what was notable was how little reaction there was. He looked down at his hands, they were clasped in his lap, and he just looked defeated. The same with his family. It was very quiet in that courtroom, very solemn, and it was a drastic difference from earlier because this day stretched on for a really long time. Many people spoke in court, his attorneys, and most notably his children. That was extremely emotional. They were crying, they were talking about how much they respect their father and how hard it has been for them to not have him around, especially his children who lost their mother, Kim Porter. His lawyer, Nicole Westmoreland, also broke down crying when she talked about Sean Combs. She said that he had changed her life. And then Sean Combs himself got up and spoke in court. And he said that what's been really hard for him during this trial is having to be silent, not being able to speak on his own behalf. He said that his actions were disgusting, they were shameful, and they were sick. He said that he's not a larger-than-life person. He is a human being, and that he got lost in the excess, in the ego. His voice was shaking. He was crying today. I saw him wiping tears from his face in court. And he ultimately said that he is humbled and he's broken. He said, "I hate myself right now," before the judge and before this sentence came down.
Diddy's story is a brutal reminder that no amount of glory, influence, or money can protect someone forever. Eventually, the truth, or some version of it, catches up. Right now, Diddy sits in a federal prison cell, stripped of everything that once defined him. But his name, his legacy, and his controversies are still echoing through the music industry. And as new lawsuits, documentaries, and testimonies surface, this saga is far from over. So what do you think? Is 50 months enough? Can Diddy ever come back from this? Or is this the end of the bad boy era once and for all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story is still developing, and we'll be following every twist and turn. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, where we dig deeper into the secrets, scandals, and untold stories of the celebrity world. Until then, stay tuned, and stay curious.